Welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Helen Liao. Thank you for joining us. In our top story, we join the opening ceremony of the newly built Wanhua Jingsi Hall in Taipei City, Taiwan. We take a look at Taiwan's educational system and explore ideas of how and why change needs to happen. And at the Johor Bahru Jingsi Hall in Malaysia, Tzu Chi volunteers are distributing scholarships to needy students. We begin today's show in Taiwan on June 30th to celebrate the establishment of the Wanhua Jingsi Hall in Taipei City. Tzu Chi volunteers deliver sweet rice balls to their neighbors and prepare various events, including chanting of sutras and other performances. The event was joined by nearly 1,000 people. The volunteers say this Jingsi Hall is not only the spiritual home for Tzu Chi volunteers, but also a place to recruit more people to walk on the Tzu Chi path. This is the scene at the opening ceremony of the Wanhua Jingsi Hall. Smiles are seen on the faces of volunteers and local residents. To mark the celebration, Tzu Chi volunteers prepare sweet rice balls and deliver them to their neighbors. Delivering the sweet rice balls along with words of blessings and happiness, the volunteers not only visit their neighbors in apartments but also local shops.
这样子可以净化整个这个万华社区啊，对不对？很好啊。
组队长带领着
Our group leaders led all of us to deliver sweet rice balls to our neighbors. By doing so, we got to interact with them and have the chance to invite them to join our Tzu Chi family.
Respectfully bowing and chanting the preface of the Lotus Sutra, everyone prays for blessings not only for their community but also the world.
I hope everyone can be filial, and I hope for seasonable weather for raising crops, as well as flourishing of the country and peace for all.
Meanwhile, to join in the celebration, Tzu Shaos also took to the stage to perform drums and a musical adaptation of the Water Repentance Sutra. This is the first time an event is being held at the newly built Wanhua Jingsi Hall. The volunteers light up the atmosphere with performances that bridge the gap between volunteers and participants.
Today's performances were very lively and were embedded with Tzu Chi's humanistic values. I think through the event the participants can have a better understanding of Tzu Chi's philosophy.
Yo Shu-ing, who is a Tzu Chi volunteer from Hong Kong, also takes this chance to join the celebration. Yo says she hopes to bring what she learns from today's event back to Hong Kong.
The Tzu Chi volunteers in Taiwan have put a lot of effort to create a family-like atmosphere in this Jingsi Hall. And doing so, it will attract more local bodhisattvas to join. If I lived around this area and attended today's event, I would definitely join Tzu Chi because the event was very heartwarming.
Now, with the establishment of the Wanhua Jingsi Hall, which is located on an arterial road, volunteers hope to strengthen the bonding between communities and turn this area into a land of blessings. Next, we go to China, where Nanjing Tzu Chi volunteers from Zhangzhou City, Fujian Province, set up an evening recycling time in hopes to encourage more residents to practice recycling. Over 60 Tzu Chi volunteers and community volunteers attended the event. Though this was many residents' first time being involved in recycling, it did not hinder them from working quickly. After today, many hope to continue to do their part alongside of Tzu Chi volunteers in protecting the earth.
On this breezy night in Nanjing County's Zhangzhou City in Fujian Province, China, Tzu Chi volunteers used the empty lot in front of the Zhangzhou Tzu Chi Community Center to set up a simple recycling point. The recycling posters draw the attention of a lot of pedestrians walking by.
These are our 10 tips on recycling. What this means is that at home, the plastic bottles, glass bottles, aluminum cans, other metal cans, and paper products can all be recycled.
The upside in doing recycling in the evening is that there are more people around. People will stop to inquire what we are doing. It helps us to get the word out and spread Tzuji's recycling ideas.
Aware that Tzuji volunteers are holding an evening recycling event at the Tzuji Community Center in Nanjing, many bring their household bottles and cans. Volunteers work non-stop to sort through the recyclables.
Sometimes, when an individual is doing recycling, it can be a little embarrassing. But as a group activity, it is a collective force.
Working with everyone in sorting today makes me further understand the importance of protecting the earth.
Like when we buy groceries and it comes in plastic bags, those bags can be recycled too. When the wind blows or rain falls, those bags will flow into the river and they will clog.
Besides involving community residents in recycling, volunteers are also spreading the importance of recycling to pedestrians in hopes that everyone learns conservation values that they can practice in their own lives.
Back to Taiwan, the country's 12-year compulsory education system is free and has done much to create an educated workforce that has helped Taiwan become one of Asia's economic stars. However, the same education system, with its emphasis on rote memorization and standardized tests, also suppresses creative thinking in students and is less than successful in caring for those students who lack the will or ability to keep up with volume of information and thus fall through the cracks. In our next report, we take a look at the Taiwan's middle school students and the educational system that consumes most of their every waking hour and explore ideas of how and why change needs to happen. Here's more.
Although the children all painted a rainbow, each of them drew it differently. Kids, which painting is yours? Everyone used different colors and ways of coloring to create their own personal interpretation of the rainbow. Is this natural creativity, however, still around when these children grow up? Here on the playground, 6th graders are giving a little color to the school's flagpole stand.
They're all holding hands, symbolizing the connection of their hearts. The footprints represent walking forward step by step.
This unrestricted flourishing of creativity, where does it go as children grow in years? These tile paintings are the work of Pei Zhuo and Li Wen and were done when they were still studying at the Minglun Elementary School.
In elementary school, we had less to do, so whenever we had free time, we would draw. In middle school, however, we had less free time as we were busy with schoolwork.
Yes, I definitely was more creative as a child. I was more innocent then and so just wanted to draw everything I saw. It was things that only an elementary school students would draw.
In June, the two girls were on the recommendation track for senior high school, and in the eyes of friends and family, they are shining examples of hardworking and gifted pupils. But be as that may, both girls said that when younger they were much more creative and had more time to explore that creativity.
I'm also the parent of 2 children. Our middle school education system hasn't changed since I went to middle school some 20 to 30 years ago. Every day, children still just drew their lessons to prepare for tests. Over the 3 years, they perhaps have to take 2,000 to 3,000 pages of tests.
In 3 years, you could do so much. And starting from the beginning of middle school to high school, these are the golden years for developing a child's creativity. But children don't have a chance to explore these sides of themselves. Those good at music could practice during the summer. Why do they have to spend that time preparing for tests? It is unnecessary. If this way of thinking is not changed, and tests are where everyone's energy goes to, then this state of affairs won't change.
With an emphasis on grades and class rankings, tests have become the major motivation force in schools. Although teachers would like to change this, many find it difficult. According to a recent study, today's middle school students are facing two major problems: lack of motivation and a lack of self-confidence. Close to a quarter of students have problems understanding what is being taught in the classroom, and that percentage grows as they get older. This Chinese class strives to be different. Wu Choufeng has the class interact with constant Q&A. Doing so, she has found that her class typically has 4 types of students: those who are self-motivated and love to learn, those who responded to increase their grades, those who find excitement in the game aspect, and those who have already lost enthusiasm for learning.
Some of the students will be noisy, but they will get the right answer sometimes. There are 5 like that, and I do my best to encourage them. So in total, there are 20 good students who will then influence the other 10. I believe that ability can be influenced. Although maybe some can't participate for the whole 45 minutes, they can participate for 20 minutes and still learn something in that time.
Encouraging students to participate is easy in classes such as Chinese class, but in other classes such as math or English, how can teachers motivate their students?
He eats smoke, 就是他抽烟.
This is an example of an English sentence written by high school students, an honest mistake and unfortunately one that he will continue to make once he falls behind.
What should be done is to work with those students with bad grades. Doing this will help increase our country's competitiveness. Of course, those that are good also need to be taught to be even better.
Over the 12 years of compulsory education that every child receives in Taiwan, everyone seems to have forgotten that the roots of education emerge from basic skills.
What the government needs to do is establish basic scholastic standards to clarify what reading and writing skills children of this age group needs, and then make sure that the children are getting these skills. Once students have acquired these basic skills, we can then talk about diversification of education materials.
Whether the 12-year compulsory education system succeeds in giving each student the basic tools he or she will need to face the future perhaps depends not on education systems, but on execution and concepts. To this end, teachers, parents, and the state all have to work together to provide children with an educational environment that produces well-rounded and happy young adults.
For the past 8 years, DaAi TV has organized mass media seminars for children to take part in over their summer holidays. This year, the seminar is based on the topic of stage performance and included lessons on body language, voice recording, and glove puppetry. The first of the 4 seminars took place last weekend with some 90 participants. Let's take a look.
Here at the annual Children's Drama Seminar organized by DaAi TV, these youngsters are acting whatever scenarios and topics they are given. Whether it is a tree, an animal, or an emotion, the acting class inspires creativity in every child.
The teacher leads us through many new experiences, which I find very interesting.
I realized that the actors I saw in TV don't have it easy. They work really hard.
We try to inspire their imagination, like what I say to them in class. When you are willing to concentrate, there's a lot more that will come to your mind.
纸张上即使已经有脏污墨汁写上去，仍然是很清楚的，不是吗？
Next, the children get to read out stories in the recording studio. For 8 consecutive years, DaAi TV has organized children's mass communication classes, and this year's topic is based on drama performance.
Through learning how to act in these activities, these children are learning about theater performance and also how to be creative. At the same time, they also experience our humanitarian spirit.
Through lessons on body language and voice recording, the children not only learn of the hard-working efforts of actors, but also learn to express their own emotions. Come the second day of the drama seminar, these youngsters get to watch traditional budai xi and learn the history behind the glove puppetry show. The story of those who fighting the three devils helped these students understand how the puppet characters with different voices and musical instruments make up a brilliant glove puppetry show.
刚刚布袋戏是不是很精彩？
很精彩，
布袋戏好不好玩？
好玩。
哪个部分最好玩？
看周楚除伤害。
想不想学？
The children then get to make their own glove puppets using recycled plastic bottles and fabrics.
I think it is great that we are using recyclables like these PET bottles. I hope I can make a great puppet.
We have actually participated in this DaAi seminar for 3 years now. I think it is really meaningful how this seminar put ideas into practice.
The inspiring and fun classes combined with Tzu Chi's humanitarian spirit give these youngsters a meaningful summer vacation.
Staying in Asia but moving to Malaysia to encourage students to practice the concept of eating 80% full and leaving 20% for others, the teachers of Tzu Chi Kindergarten in Nippon Tabo came up with a good idea. Every day, the students received 3 cookies as snack, and their teacher encouraged them to save up 1 each day to help the needy. In just a month, the students had saved up several boxes of cookies. Recently, the children arrived at the home of a Tzu Chi care recipient couple and respectfully handed over the cookies. In today's world, we have a population of 7 billion people, and approximately 1 billion of them are suffering from hunger. To encourage the children to practice the concept of eating 80% full and leaving 20% for others, the teachers at Tzu Chi's Kindergarten in Nippon Tabo have come up with a good idea. Every day, the students receive 3 cookies as snacks. Their teacher encourages them to save 1 cookie a day to help others.
有没有8分吧？2分要拿去哪里？2分就来套。现在孩子都是比较有福的嘛，然后。
In today's society, most of the children are living in a better environment. The purpose of this activity is to educate the students to be thrifty and not wasteful.
去帮助人这样子。
A month later, the kindergarteners have already saved up boxes of cookies. Today, they arrive at the home of Tzu Chi care recipients and respectfully handed over the cookies along with massages and hugs.
游戏送爱。
你去送爱，你送什么东西给师傅师傅？
送饼干。
饼干从哪里来的？
我们就是8分饱，2分就很好。
是什么事情让你这样感动？
他们有慈悲心。
Today, the students also brought along a coin bank made up of an IV bottle, so the care recipients can also contribute their love and help those in greater need. Everyone, regardless of age, has a compassionate heart, and if we inspire them, the love will spread far and wide. Still in Malaysia, in Johor Bahru, Jingsi Hall, Tzu Chi volunteers held a scholarship ceremony in mid-June to hand out tuition support to needy students. Most of the scholarship recipients are from broken or underprivileged families, and volunteers not only hope to help these students continue their studies, but also hope to inspire them to be filial to their parents.
With Tzu Chi scholarship support in hand, these students are grateful for the love that came in from far and wide.
When I grow up, I will save up to donate to help others, because someone else is donating to help me now.
We hope to educate our children about the 4 immeasurables, which are kindness, compassion, joy, and selfless giving.
To reciprocate Tzu Chi's love, Wu Shoulan, whose grandchild is the scholarship recipient, is collecting recyclables to donate to the Buddhist NGO and helping to spread the love to those in greater need.
In the morning when I wake up, I go around the community, and in the evening, if I am free, I will go again. Everyone knows I am collecting recyclables now, so people will bring them over to me. I talk about Tzu Chi to whoever I come across.
Volunteers not only help these underprivileged children by providing tuition fees, but also hope to inspire them to be filial to their parents.
A patient in Penang, Malaysia, Tzu Chi Kidney Dialysis Center, Wang Su-hua, was diagnosed 3 years ago with kidney disease. She spent her entire life saving in 2 years' time on expensive dialysis treatments, but after a friend's introduction, she transferred to Penang Tzu Chi Dialysis Center. Free treatment solved her financial difficulties and also opened her heart to volunteer work.
Wang Su-hua is a seamstress. She had her own seamstress shop with never-ending orders, but the orders were overwhelming. In 2009, she was diagnosed with kidney disease. 2 years of kidney dialysis treatment, it emptied out her entire life savings.
I asked the Buddha to find me a place where I can receive free dialysis. If such a place does not exist, just take me. I don't want to live under this difficult condition and spend all my money.
Through a friend's introduction, Wang was able to receive free dialysis treatment at Penang's Tzu Chi Kidney Dialysis Center. At the same time, she began to open her heart to others.
Wang Su-hua used to keep to herself a lot. She was a scared patient. Now she's an outgoing person and cares about other patients as well.
Wang not only cares about other patients, but has also brought her family into doing recycling as well.
Now that she's attending Tzu Chi activities and meeting other Tzu Chi volunteers, it has made her life colorful and full of activities.
Now that she is feeling better, Wang Su-hua has started her seamstress work again. Wanting to ease the mind of other dialysis patients while doing recycling, she has taken it upon herself to provide protection sleeves for other patients to wear.
This is an arm sleeve. It's for the dialysis patients to wear when doing recycling. Patients have wounds on their arms and are scared that germs might get into their tubing base, so they can wear these arm sleeves to protect the wounds.
We wear her arm sleeves. It's very good.
There is always sunshine after the rain. In spite of spending all her life savings on dialysis treatments, Wang Su-hua was able to meet Tzu Chi and share with everyone her talented gift, and this adding color to what was previously a monochromatic life.
At the end of today's show, we visit a couple in Canada who started a zero-waste competition between themselves that lasted for a year. Throughout the competition, they made no purchase of new items and reused their plastic bags over and over again. At the end, their total garbage weight was less than 5 kilograms. The project was made into a documentary called the Clean Bin Project. Tzu Chi volunteers not only translated the movie's subtitles into Chinese, but also sponsored the post-production courses. We'll leave you with these images. Thank you for watching DaAi Headlines. Goodbye.